The fact that SD-Wan was born in a sort of enterprise sense to solve the problem of enterprises, and 5G's come along with a lot of use cases, as Mark mentioned, it really brings together those two domains, in a much closer way, because now you have the lines between enterprises and consumers really getting blurred when it comes to mobile edge compute, and a lot of services like video and security and so on, which were traditionally sort of consumer-based, is now something that traverses both of those domains. So I think this technology has the promise of bringing these two together. The focus of 5G really says, I have this mixed mode of frequencies that I have available to me, whether it's millimeter wave or whether it's low band frequencies. So, it could be a range of frequencies. But the key point behind this is it suddenly enables a lot more sort of use cases for network slicing, which are really industry focused. So you could have a specific solution for a pharmaceutical chain and a very different solution for a connected car or an automobile. Both of them really use the same 5G principles, but implemented in a very different way. Where SD-Wan comes in is you sort of have a technology already in existence, which has also started only a couple of years ago. It's not really that old. But the pace of change is such that SD-Wan is enabling enterprises to become software defined, and then the vertical solutions that sit on top, like I said, connected car or IoT and so on, can now get enabled using 5G almost as an overlay on SD-Wan. So if you think about it, this really starts becoming a package that you can offer an enterprise, as Manish said, and really solve for the end-to-end requirements of an enterprise. If you sort of imagine a large business park or a smart city that you want to enable with 5G, then you have sort of two parallel things going on. You have sort of SD-Wan, which is really providing that secure connectivity into that business park for all kinds of enterprises that are based there. And you have that box sitting there already doing whatever it's supposed to do from an SD-Wan perspective. Now when you start looking at 5G and you say, okay, I want to now enable this from a 5G perspective, suddenly you have to think about microcells and how do I actually get high speeds with all the parameters Manish mentioned into the same business park. Now when mobile edge compute comes in, you really have to think of a way by which you have to synergize the hardware that's sitting there, because clearly you have a lot of white box estate there with resources that you could tap on, and then that becomes a very important case where you have to sort of securely manage the boundaries, as Mark said, but also create the sort of TCO benefit by synergizing these two sort of deployments that are happening there. I think artificial intelligence has something that we still haven't unleashed fully, and I think this time next year we'll probably end up talking about how do you operate and manage these heterogeneous networks, because we've talked about building all these synergies, but the way you operate and maintain it in life and manage it will fundamentally change. And that's where I think AI has sort of just started out, by understanding how to get to proactive, to predictive assurance and so on. Mm-hmm. It will really, really streamline. Some of the work that we are doing now is to really look at how operators manage this infrastructure and create this whole concept of dark knock or lights out knock and so on. So I think we'll be talking a lot more about AI in that context next year.